Donald Trump has the same problem as Hillary Clinton, which is he's been on every side of every issue. So is Hillary, and so is he. Even more so than other politicians, I think. So this is an area where he's overreaching to try to attack Biden, and in the process contradicting what used to be a fundamental cornerstone of his entire ideology. So look at his new statement on the issue of Afghanistan. He says, "Can anyone even imagine taking out our military before evacuating civilians and others who have been good to our country and who should be allowed to seek refuge? In addition, these people left top-flight and highly sophisticated equipment. Who can believe such incompetence? Under my administration, all civilians and equipment would have been removed." So, look at the first part of that. He says he wants to evacuate civilians and others who have been good to our country and who should be allowed to seek refuge. So there are, when you include the interpreters, their families, and people who worked really closely with the U.S. government, there's 88,000 of them. 88,000 Afghan civilians. Donald Trump wants to bring in 88,000 Afghan civilians, 88,000 Muslim refugees. That would literally be the polar opposite of the Muslim ban that he wanted. And I think Afghanistan was on the list of the countries that were part of the attempted Muslim ban, which of course there were judicial challenges to it and whatnot. And so over time it had to be changed and watered down. But this is a complete flip of what he used to say. Now, why would he argue this? He's arguing it because in the moment right now, it is the clearest argument against Biden. The clearest argument against Biden on the withdrawal is, hey man, what about the 88,000 people who are our close allies and our interpreters and their families who are going to be brutalized, if not killed, under Taliban rule? What about them? And he didn't get them out. And there wasn't an orderly process. And it was only 2,000 that have already been relocated and have already gone through the 14-step process to get into this country. So it is a very clear, reasonable argument as to how the withdrawal was messed up. And it's pretty much the only criticism I share of how the withdrawal went poorly. I don't think any other thing was preventable. Everything else was like it was going to happen no matter what. So that's the biggest failure. So Trump is just making the clearest argument against Biden, not realizing or not caring that this contradicts part of his biggest argument on the campaign trail. The Muslim ban and being tough on immigration, and he just totally flips on it. Like that. Just like he flipped. I mean, same thing on the entire Afghanistan thing. How many times did he say, we gotta get out, we gotta get out, we gotta get out, we gotta get out? He didn't get us out. Biden actually follows through on what Trump promised to do, and all of a sudden now Trump's hitting him on it. He's doing the thing you said you wanted to do. And now it's a problem? It's a problem because he's a nitpicker, and he doesn't actually believe anything. He believes in sheer political convenience. Whatever works for him in that moment, whatever argument is most persuasive at any given second is what he'll use, and it doesn't matter if it contradicts a policy belief he's held forever or a principle. Because he has no principles, and he has no real policy beliefs. He believes in Donald Trump over all else. And so there you have it. I mean, it's so pathetic. And by the way, we're going to get to stories later. This is amazing. People on the right have been flip-flopping on the attack nonstop since the fall of Kabul. I mean, it really is amazing to see. I'm not sure I've ever seen anything like it, where they go from, oh my God, what about the people who helped us? Joe Biden messed up so much by not getting them out. They flip from that to the fall of Afghanistan was intentional, and Biden's just trying to get more Muslim refugees in here to vote so Democrats can keep winning in elections. So they go from, you got to be soft on refugees to you got to be tough on refugees, like that. It's amazing. It shows they're such hacks. They don't believe in anything. I haven't heard a single thing from Rand Paul, who pretends to be anti-war all the time. I haven't heard a single thing from Matt Gaetz, who pretends to be anti-war all the time. Where are you guys? You want to take a principled stand? Here you go. Stand up for the Democratic president who just actually pulled out of Afghanistan. They won't. Trump won't even do it, and he was the one who pretended to be the leader on that front. Trump was too much of a cuck to actually pull them all out, and now Biden did it. And he's taking heat for it from everybody. And Trump joins in on the parade of bashing Biden because he has political ambitions for 2024. Well, if you have political ambitions to be president again, run in 2024, why should anybody vote for you if you don't even know what you believe? You're just a reactionary where it's like, I'm against whatever they do. What a dumb way to go through life. Just the opposite of them. That's how deep your thought is? It's just so pathetic, man. It's so pathetic. But listen, the substance of this one, yeah, that's the one criticism I share of Biden on the withdrawal. But I also think he was probably told by the intelligence agencies that, we're good for 90 days or a year or whatever until Kabul falls, so we have time to get him out. And then when they didn't get out, then everybody blames him. Like, well, what if he was being told was contradictory and that we had some time? So, it's easy for me to say in retrospect I would have done it, but I'm not in Biden's shoes and I didn't hear everything he heard, and maybe I would have done the same thing he did. But he's correct on the overall point, and this is just opportunistic garbage from Trump. Now he's randomly in favor of saving Muslim refugees. Absolutely ridiculous. Ask yourself this, if you're still somehow at this late date a Trump fan, if he's going to flip on, what else wouldn't he flip on? Is there anything he wouldn't flip on? How do you know what he really believes about anything? You don't. You don't know what he believes about anything at all.